Welcome everybody to another edition of NFL Keeping Score here. This is Divisional Round, obviously, edition. Coming off of a incredibly, I don't want to say boring, but uneventful wildcard weekend. Most people kind of got what they expected, including some of our analysts, as we'll see in our standings later on in the show. But I am Makai Winfrey, Wi-Fi, and I'm joined by most of our usual analysts on set. Here I'm going to go back to the teachers. You know, I got to just address the elephant in the room. Where's the Candyman?
He's right here. Yeah, he's right here. You don't see him?
No, I see air. Maybe they see.
We're on the air.
Well, I mean, we are on air, but he's not here.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. He'll be here. That's right.
Finishing grading something.
He'll give us our picks. That's right. He'll help us.
I'm gonna trust that his spirit is going to help you guys with your predictions.
All right.
And I was gonna throw it to our players. You know, same two people. We got the Idol, we got the Weatherman, and also, you know, 7-Eleven over here. I don't know. Do you just go every time? Like, what does this mean? What does that mean?
I get the nickname a couple times. I'm always open. But today we're gonna be discussing football, and I got the knowledge. So these teachers are going down. I'm so excited for this. Very.
I thought 7-Eleven could have been because your jersey got 1 and 7 on there. No, could have been a good play on words too, right there.
No, but this guy is also always open. For 3 seasons, he's been unbelievable.
Only if you had a quarterback to throw to him.
Very true. Yeah. That is also very true. But yeah, no. Me and this jersey have a lot in common for sure.
Well, as we have introduced our analysts, I'm not going to waste any more time. We are going to get right into reviewing how wildcard weekend went for our analysts. So why don't we look at the AFC and see how everybody did? As you can see, you know, students, red hot, teachers missed a little bit. You know, any real thoughts on that?
You know what? Listen, it's one of those things that we missed one. It's not that big of a deal. You know, we went with our feelings. We went through a gut, right?
Listen, Jim Harbaugh wasn't on the field. If he was quarterbacking, he would have had fewer interceptions. I'll tell you that much. Hubert dropped the bag big time.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Never played good in the playoffs.
Well,
last year he threw like 4 against the Jags.
Yeah.
Or what was that? Last year or 2 years ago?
Maybe we should have looked at last year's tape.
That's all right.
That's all right.
We'll get it
back, baby.
That's right.
I thought it was gonna be a little bit better of a game though. So hey, CJ Stroud looked good though, and Nico Collins. They were connecting very well.
Nico Collins did look really good in that game.
Yeah,
Agreed.
The question is, how good did they look to take down the big dog this week?
They got
see. Makai with that jersey.
Don't want to spoil it too much yet, but I do have to ask. Actually, this goes to both teams. The Texans kind of look dull, and I'm kind of curious. Do you guys think that's a sign of life going into this week?
They didn't look like they were ready for the playoffs. Like, if they played a better team week 1, they would have got killed. Like, if they played the Ravens, no competition.
I agree with that take. Personally, I think the defense, I mean, they were unbelievable with the pressure. They were taking care of their business. Look who decided.
He finally shows up.
Candyman.
We talk about his pick, the Texans.
You guys blew it. Our producer was going to switch to the shot, and all of a sudden he was going to be here. All right? All right.
How was everybody?
Oh, we were waiting for you.
Oh, sorry, man.
I mean, we were just
I'll
talking.
take the L on this.
We were talking about your
Take the L on this.
Your pre-prediction.
My bad. That's a great jersey, by the way. The Marino jersey. The other 2 jerseys are horrible. The Marino jersey.
Are you kidding me?
And it's a starter.
I'll admit my Paxton Lynch jersey is a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than most jerseys, but
Yeah. Nice.
We were just talking about your preseason prediction of the Texans.
Yeah, no, I should have stuck with
Wilson
that. I should have stuck with that.
Go
I went against them, and they dominated. They got dominated. Excuse me.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Did you have any other thoughts on the AFC while you're just stirring us up?
The Bills game went as I thought it would. I thought the Broncos would hang around for as long as they could, and the Bills just kind of put the pedal to the metal. And quarter 3. What was the other game we wanted to look at?
Ravens Steelers.
I mean, that kind of played out as we thought it would, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? That's it.
Texans
Steelers don't have it yet.
Texans Chargers, which we were already discussing, AFC wise.
You know, our producer's yelling at the Steelers right now. But when Sam Darnold starts for the Steelers next year, maybe they'll have better luck.
I spoke it into existence. If you're curious what he meant, I said Darnold would go to the Steelers. But why don't we move on to the NFC, where kind of more interesting games happened and different than what we may have thought. So why don't we show what our NFC predictions look like? And man, both of you guys were off a little bit, so just go wherever you want with this one.
I would like to say that I was the only one on the students' team that put Rams. I do want to say that. So,
And I would
it's their
I would like to say that I told M-Dog to pick the Rams because we were agreeing too much, which ended up giving them the win on that game. So I regret that, but I will not repeat the same mistake again.
Yeah, I made a little bit of a mistake too. I thought the Vikings were gonna blow them out. That was all on me. But other than that, I mean, the Commanders looked pretty good. Jaden Daniels was unbelievable.
Jaden Daniels did play phenomenal.
He's the real deal. I mean, they're gonna have that guy for a long time.
He does not
Yeah.
look like a rookie.
My dad was complaining about that game a lot. He's a Bucks fan, but he was mad at me for picking the Commanders, but it was the right choice in the end.
Agreed.
Did you see the Matty Johnson hug with McLaurin after the game? Nobody picked up on that?
I didn't see it. I didn't
I
get
think
to catch
Matty
the game.
Johnson is a co-owner of the Commanders. We can Google fact check that if you want.
Is
Yes.
Is he really? I didn't know
Since
that
the
either.
Snyder sale, yes.
I think it was also really cool for Terry McLaurin to get his first ever playoff win. That guy's been thick and
Yeah.
thin with the Commanders
he's
for 6 years.
He's one of the most underrated receivers of
Did a
all time, in
ridiculous
my
catch in
opinion.
that game, too.
Yeah,
With
I
the
mean,
defender right on him.
it's really cool to see like players like him who have sticked with that team. Like he's been on that team since he was drafted, and the fact that he was able to get his first playoff win, it's pretty special for him.
Diami Brown also had a good game.
Yeah.
I like seeing Diami Brown do good. I like Diami Brown.
Yeah,
Commanders' first playoff win in 20 years.
it's really
January
cool for them.
2006. 19 if you want to be exact, but
That's rough.
It's a-
That is rough.
they made it obviously a couple of years ago, but Taylor
Finally found a
Heineke.
quarterback that wasn't RG3.
He's
hope he
RG3
doesn't-
light, maybe with a better passing arm. So
Let's hope he doesn't end up the same way.
without further
Don't.
ado,
It'd be hard.
Don't speak like that. Don't.
don't want to
My
speak that into
goodness,
just a,
you're throwing your teammates under the bus by saying, it was just me who picked the Rams, but don't do that to Daniels. My goodness.
hopefully Jaden Daniels
I'll
is,
tell you.
I hope he stays healthy. He's great. I love him.
hopefully his career trajectory is much better than RG3's. We don't want that same thing to happen. But why don't we look at our standings and see after one wild card round weekend where everything shapes up. Teachers, you're supposed to be schooling the students. They're kind of doing the opposite right now. So
I wouldn't
what's
call
going
that
on?
Schooling, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's not exactly schooling. You're
Yeah,
only
I
up
mean-
by one.
Let's go. Come on.
It's all right. There's a lot of season left.
You know,
There's a lot of playoff games left.
Schooling.
We got this. We got this.
All the yapping I was hearing at the beginning of the show, last show, looked like you guys thought you guys were gonna clear us. So.
Listen,
From the
we're
guy that
off
wasn't
by
here.
one.
I don't think we're up by enough.
I don't know what's going on.
I was watching it.
They're all looking
Nice.
too happy.
Job's not finished.
Kobe
Job
Street?
is not
Standard is a
finished.
standard
Job
for
not
us.
finished.
As Mike Tomlin would say.
Oh. Oh. Producer didn't like that one. That hurts. You gonna run right above 500?
Wow, everybody. My goodness. I want to get it on with the new predictions. That's what I want. Let's go. Come on.
All right. Yeah, well, if that's really what we want, then let's throw it to our first game. What is the first game of Wildcard Weekend? It's the Houston Texans going into Kansas City, into Arrowhead, playing for a chance to fight for the AFC Championship game at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, January 18th. You can find this game on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and ABC. You know, keys for this game, what's really important for Texans, you know, their defense is really aiding them. They have to be able to step up again. Can they keep it rolling? For Mahomes, it's the Mahomes magic. I mean, everybody knows Mahomes magic in the playoffs is a real thing. It seems to be. Is it still there? And a tale of two different seasons. For the Texans, it shows flashes. They have the abilities to be great. For the Chiefs, although they haven't had that ceiling that they usually have, they've just been extremely consistent. Obviously, they went 15-2. So without further ado, the floor is yours, guys.
Where do we want to start? The offense or the defense?
I mean, we
I'll
can go defense. I mean, personally, if the Texans want any shot at this, they'll be winning this game. It starts with the defense. I mean, their secondary, D-line, they got to be on point. I mean,
Who's the safety that caught a pick this week? Or last week?
I
It
believe.
was some like random.
Yeah, number 24, I believe.
Yeah.
I have no idea who he is.
No,
but-
24 Stingley. It was
Oh yeah.
23,
yeah.
I think.
Well,
But
they gotta do like 5 times better. I mean
To
that
stop
like they
Mahomes?
have to they
Yeah.
gotta shut down Mahomes, and Mahomes runs like he's not gonna be staying in that pocket. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be finding ways. You gotta shut down Worthy. I mean he's been on fire recently. So
And
I
they-
mean,
they got Hollywood Brown back.
yeah, agreed. Like so, I mean, when you look at that, I mean, the first thing for sure is on defense, making sure you shut down the receivers, and then on the offensive side, I mean, I'll leave that to you guys. I mean, I think C.J. Stroud has to have an unbelievable.
C.J.
game.
Stroud, I think he's a really good quarterback, but he does need to pull off a really good game for this to win. But I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs so much. But
Okay. All right. You
but
finish your
they
thought.
are admittedly a really good team. As much as I hate to say that.
Right.
If CJ can't get the ball rolling and they have to rely on Joe Mixon, they're not going to win because the Chiefs D-line is very sleeper underrated with, I mean, not really. Chris Jones, top 10 defensive tackle. George Karlaftis, pretty good defensive end. And then they got Nick Bolton in the linebacker room. He's been pretty solid. He had a fumble 6 against the Eagles a few years ago in the touchdown for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Like,
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's Mahomes. It's like he's gonna do what he usually does. I
Right.
think he's gonna.
When is he going to not do it?
Hopefully this year,
Soon.
but I think
Soon,
this
because
game-
we all hate the Chiefs.
Right.
Unless you live in Kansas City, who likes the Chiefs?
Right, exactly.
But
So-
I mean, when is he going to not do it? That's the thing. You know, is Texans defense good enough to slow him down? You know, I mean, he's eventually going to have a down game. I mean, he's not going to. I mean, is he going to be the next Brady? Is he going to win 4 or 5 Super Bowls in a row? I mean, yeah, they're doing well this year, but you know, if we're looking for an upset this weekend, this could be it. I'm just saying
I know you
because
want
the rest of the
Texans
games.
the upset of the week.
The rest of the games could clearly go both ways. I mean, there's a big difference between the Chiefs and the Texans, right?
yeah,
So if the Texans were to win, and I don't even care who else wins, this would be the biggest
so
upset.
you're saying this is going to be the upset game.
This could be the biggest upset.
Okay.
Will it be?
I know you have a love for Texas, M-Dogs. I mean, is that
Listen, that's a
poisoning your
sore
thought?
subject. This is a pro football show, not college football, all right? So let it go. Let it go!
I
Well-
also personally think. I mean, I 100% agree with M-Dog here. I mean, I like the horns. Hey, horns up. Come on.
We are.
Horns down.
We are Penn State.
You also lost.
So back to
We're on the
so
wrong
back-
show.
So back to what he was saying. I actually agree with M-Dog very well. I think the Chiefs, they haven't played their starters in almost a month. Like that's like they're gonna be rusty. They're gonna be 100% rusty. So, I mean, when like I said, I think that back to what M-Dog said, I think this could be easily. If there's any upset, it's definitely Texans and Chiefs.
Yeah.
I
Mahomes?
think the Texans. You said this is gonna be hard to do, Joe, but they got to try to control the clock.
Yeah.
They got to try to get Mixon going, because you just want to keep the ball out of Pat Mahomes' hands. You know, with Worthy and Hollywood, like everybody's talking about that. Oh, these guys are back. They're clicking on all cylinders. They're getting their offensive weapons back at the right time. They're the number 1 seed. You got to try to do that. You got to try to maintain possession of the clock. I think personally,
I'm just gonna we're gonna throw the questions out here. So before you guys give your predictions, I will say one thing. Mahomes, in his starting career, has never missed the AFC Championship game and only has lost in 2 of them, if I'm correct. So, or no, is it 1? Yeah, 2.
That is
2.
a crazy stat.
2 in his 6 years. So, without further ado, I'm going to start with the teachers. Teachers, what are you thinking?
I think the Chiefs are going to win. I mean, until they're dethroned, I have Chiefs.
We're in an interesting position, boys.
We always are.
We're down.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a chance, because I like taking chances. You know that, because that takes guts, all right? Guts. You don't always succeed, you know what I mean?
Sure.
We'll see if these guys have the guts to go off the homestead. But, I want to call an upset, but I know the safe bet is the Chiefs, and we're down.
I'm going to say that stick with the safe bet because we are down. And again, history shows it, stats prove it. I think Mahomes is going to win. So I'm not saying that they're necessarily going to get the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they will
Well,
lose.
of course, you don't think anybody's winning the Super Bowl, except...
Listen,
We'll-
okay.
we'll
No,
keep-
not there yet.
I mean, we know your pick in the next
We'll
NFC.
get
All right.
to
We'll
Super
get
Bowl
there. We don't have
thoughts.
to get to it. You know where it's going.
We'll get to Super Bowl thoughts when we get there.
All right, so Chiefs.
I'm saying Chiefs.
So we're
Sticking
sticking with the Chiefs.
boring.
or we're on the
It is.
teacher's side.
I'm
We
going,
got it. We
I'm
can't
going
be
against the Texans
ridiculous.
again.
He's rooting against the
Bro,
Seahawks.
hold on, just so you all know, Brains says Chiefs, but heart Texans, of course. But all right, we'll see.
So,
Everybody's heart should be Texans.
I was gonna say, I know the players.
All right,
would
let's
love
see
to
what their brains got.
I would say I know the players' hearts would love to see Houston win. What do your brain say?
I'm gonna say this. This season has not been Mahomes' best season at all.
Oh, really? We're gonna go with guts.
I'm gonna go with heart, and I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans.
Oh, he's going with heart. He's going with guts too, though. Yeah, baby, I like it. It's maybe the best thing you've said so far today.
Can't pick for the Chiefs.
We should
ever.
keep our lead. We should take the safe bet.
Oh.
I'm going to go KC on this one.
Yeah,
Just-
I mean,
all right.
listen.
Mahomes in the playoffs at home.
Swing vote.
Don't worry. No.
I don't.
Listen,
I'm not
there's
worried, baby.
There will be games coming in the future that we will be disagree on. But I will be taking the safe bet, and I'll be taking the Chiefs too. And it's
Keep our lead going.
like you also have to
All right,
realize.
let's go to the next
like
one.
for an upset,
Texas, but I just don't see it.
the Texans aren't like, even though it could be an upset, I think the Texans aren't that good enough to beat them. But we'll see. I will be rooting for the Texans. But I will be.
And they won a game where where Herbert threw 4 picks too.
I can't hate on your guys.
The caliber of
pick
the Chargers,
Chiefs.
not the caliber of the Chiefs.
I just can never pick for the Chiefs. I will
tough.
never root for them. I'll never pick them, no matter what.
Seems
Well,
seems like
As long as Patrick
Your
Mahomes is there.
your team is lucky that the other two might have some common sense there. Who knows? But you got the guts. I like it.
it's unfortunate. Our idol apparently does not agree with his two teammates. But we're going Chiefs over here. So why don't we throw it to a little more of an unpredictable game, and let's see as the Commanders head into Detroit to play the Detroit Lions on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Fox Network. Again, Saturday, January 18th. And let's just waste no more time. Let's just see the keys for this game because there's a lot of them, but the ones that I was able to pick out. Jaden Daniels, he's got to be clutch because I think playing against a Lions team like this, it's really important to make sure he can maintain the composure that he had last week against the Bucs. The Lions have to make sure that the fourth downs count. Dan Campbell loves to go for on fourth down, but against playoff teams and playoff matchups, it gets more and more costly, so it's going to be important that he makes those convert. And fourth quarter play will determine the outcome of this game. Both teams are extremely good in the second half of football games, especially Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, so it'll be extremely important for both teams to be mistake-free in the second half of the game.
Sounds like Mackay is calling for a close game, Big Daddy. I don't know if the fourth quarter is even going to matter, but all right. I guess it's you guys up first.
Yeah, I think it's easily the Lions here.
Yeah.
I picked the Commanders last week, but that was against the Bucs.
No guts.
Are you gonna pick the Commanders?
We're not in a position to, be that gutsy.
I
You guys
will-
are.
I will say this. I think it might be a close game because the Lions are just riddled with injuries. They have David Montgomery, who I have heard might actually come back, but I don't think. I don't think so. He apparently tore his meniscus. There's no way he can come back.
Jameer.
Jameer Gibbs.
Jameer
Jameer
Gibbs, who scores 3 touchdowns
So
for the
insane.
Vikings.
Right.
So
And
insane.
then you have Aiden Hutchinson. He's
Is he back?
not. I have heard some things, but I don't think he might.
He's
maybe.
running.
He's running.
He's running. He's
I-
practicing.
If he comes back,
Goodness.
he's gonna be a monster.
So he may not be back this game, but he may be back the following game.
Big
So-
Daddy's on a
if they
text
get-
thread with him.
And here's the thing. So Anzalone came back. So a lot of the defensive
He is
players were back last week, or the week before. So they had the bye week, so they had another week to rest. They had another week to
You
practice.
guys needed that first round
Yeah,
bye.
and we
You
did
really
need that
did.
first round bye, and we got it, and now gave players a chance to rest.
Yeah.
We're coming back.
It was
Big Daddy.
It was very, very huge for the Lions for that as well. And back with the Commanders, I mean, defense, offense wins games, defense wins championships, and defense has a big job. And the corners, secondaries against the Buccaneers, Marshawn Lattimore did not have a good game at all, and
No,
he
he
has
did a big
he
game.
has a very important job, and that's guarding probably a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah,
I'm on
easily.
For sure. If you
And-
can't cover Mike Evans, you
Yeah.
cannot cover
If you
Marshawn
if
at all.
and if the Commanders want any shot in this game, it starts with the secondary, and you also have to worry about Jameson Williams too.
and Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very, very huge game for the defense.
I think it's going to be a big jump for the Commanders too, because they're going from playing, in my opinion, a washed secondary to one of the best safety duos in the league in Brian Branch and Joseph Kirby. So that's
Maybe
going to
one
be
of the best.
that's going to be a really big change for Jaden Daniels going into this.
So, big changes all across the board. Commanders in their first deep playoff run. Lions finally getting healthy. I need picks. Students, what's your final pick?
Lions.
Detroit, all the way.
Yep, Detroit.
That was pretty simple and smooth. So we're just going to probably run over the teachers. Are we going Detroit over here too?
I can't go against Big Daddy. I do think the game might be
Big Daddy's taking the field, of course. You can't go against Big Daddy.
12th man
Be
on the field?
man.
I think it could be close in the first half, and I don't think, guys, so, I don't want to fast forward, but like Dan Campbell going for it in fourth down in the NFC Championship hurt him. I mean, last year they could have been in the Super Bowl. I don't think those decisions come to a factor. I just think it's close the first half, and then halftime adjustments are made, and then the Lions just have more talent in the third and fourth quarters. They just kind of run away with it.
I think you should try to stop throwing the ball to offensive linemen. And like against Dallas when he loses that game, I think you should just throw it to the receivers.
Maybe Amon-Ra with like an extra touchdown or two.
Maybe.
Nobody's
It's a better idea.
So-
Come on. Nobody's perfect.
Listen,
So-
the offensive coordinator has so many trick plays up his sleeve that they haven't even done half of them this year.
Ben,
So,
Ben,
but hey,
Once again.
those trick plays, they come out and they
Once
win.
again, Big Daddy's on the text thread.
And it is execution.
He
And
knows
the
about
Lions
those
are able to execute.
trick plays are coming, baby.
That's right.
Trick plays are coming. So yeah, I think we have to play it safe again. There's going to be a time where at the end when we're not going to be able to play
That's
it
true.
safe.
I
We're
agree.
going to have to take a chance at one of these games. You know that, right?
Yep. No, I know.
But I don't think this is it.
No, this is definitely not it.
Lions.
Lions.
So, Lions. We have to see if these teachers and these students are going to disagree with each other. So far, they've agreed. So why don't we just throw the next game up there? Maybe this one will throw them off. We got the LA Rams going into Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. This game is on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC and Peacock. You know, the Rams, they weren't expected to win last week up to a lot of people, but they proved everyone wrong. So let's see if they can do it again against the Eagles. But for them to do that, they have to find a way to stop Saquon. I mean, the Eagles' pass attack, I'm just going to combine these two keys here. The Eagles' pass attack looked a little weak recently. They're going to have to get that in shape if they want to be on point and successful because Saquon has been carrying a load of this offense, especially the duration, the latter half of this year. So it'll be important that they can do that, and the Rams got to score. And as I say scoring, the receivers determine how this game will play out because of the offenses. So A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on one side, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp on the other side. Just four great receiving talents, and instead of me trying to explain how great they are, you tell me how good the teams are.
Well, Saquon was slowed down this past weekend. He had under 100 yards, right?
It was somewhere, I think was it sub 100 or was it 100?
No. Saquon only had like
It wasn't
86
that
Yeah,
yards.
the last time I checked, it was
Could
like
have had more,
58,
but he decided to
but-
slide.
Yeah, no,
Well,
he
the
had
slot
under
guy said
100.
his teammates
He
did not
definitely
get
had
it.
under 100 no
Yes.
touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
touchdowns.
If he
No,
didn't
no.
slide, though, he'd have over 100 and a touchdown.
Yes.
Well, but my point
But he-
is,
that
you know,
was a
they.
big-
He took the win.
But you took that. But you take that play out of it. They slowed him down, right?
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah. And that play was kind of the war of attrition was over. With Green
You know.
Bay was decimated with injuries
Yeah,
at that
I
point.
mean,
Yeah.
but they still, you know, because in the first series, I remember, you know, he had a decent run, and I thought, you know, this is going to be, and it wasn't until later on where it wasn't a runaway, you know, they hung around, and then obviously, you know, Philadelphia outlasted them, but no, I think there's a way to stop Saquon. You know?
So I'm going to go with my heart. I mean, Stafford was my quarterback, so he's playing with the Rams.
here we go.
He won the Super Bowl. I'm going to go with my heart this time. I'm going to say that this is going to be the upset. I'm going to say that the Rams are going to win.
We're sticking with the Rams.
We're just going
I'm
right to
sticking-
the
The question
prediction.
is,
We're
are
going
you
right
going to have to
predictions.
convince us?
So-
The question is, you're going to have to
Did-
convince both
he-
of us this time. Because we don't want to hear from him trying to convince us, all
No,
right?
right,
Because
exactly.
he is not
I'm
saying
just
yes.
throwing this on the
Those
table right
words
now.
still come out of our mouths.
I mean, he did swing you last week. He
Well,
made
that's
you,
what I'm
he
saying.
convinced
You
you.
swing us both.
I will say this though, the fact that the Rams were able to shut down Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson was pretty impressive. And personally, I would rather want the Vikings receiver duo I personally think is better than the Eagles receiver duo. So I think the that's in my it's a hard take.
That's definitely
That's a take.
debatable.
That's a
hard
take.
take, but
That's a take.
It's a
Sure
hard
debatable.
take, but I would not cut. I would not.
Count the Rams out.
Yeah, count the Rams
Oh,
out. Their defense played very, very,
8
very
sacks
well.
in one game. That's like unheard of.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs. 8 sacks, that's crazy.
Joe Burrow
But-
is rolling in his grave.
It's just can the Rams now? This is the different part. Sam Darnold, first playoff game. Jalen Hurts, he has some playoff experience, Super Bowl experience as well.
Super Bowl would be fit.
Do you like now? It's a different quarterback situation. I think Hurts is not going to be under pressure at all. But
Hurts did not look good last week.
Yeah.
He got 2 interceptions gifted
Yeah.
to him, and
Yeah.
he only put up 10 points in the
That-
first half.
I
He looked atrocious.
I was gonna say that's why I put that key up there. This Eagles pass attack.
so if it wouldn't be the worst take in the world if you guys actually did take.
I
the
think
Rams.
the Eagles' O line is just going to be way too much, and they're not going to get any
this
pressure
isn't
on
the
Jalen
Vikings
Hurts.
on a downward
Oh,
spiral.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think Devontae Smith and AJ Brown are definitely going to have incredible games. I don't think the Rams are going to be able to stop Saquon. And I just think there's a big difference between picking the underdog and just making a bad decision. So I'm going to have to go with the Eagles on this one.
So, all right.
I would like to. I want to go Rams. I feel like it's unlikely, but I feel like the Rams are in my heart. I called them last week. They won. I said that Stafford was going to play like an MVP. He played pretty good against a pretty good defense. And that pass rush, I also said was going to do very good against I would say, top 10 offensive line, and they destroyed it. They ripped it apart all day.
see, you can come sit on this segment. That's good. So you
You
want
want
to
to
go
go
Rams?
Rams?
I want to go Rams.
So you're going to make Miles of the swing vote again?
All right.
Actually.
Yeah.
Pressure's on.
7-11. What do you got?
This is gonna be a very, very good game to watch. I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one. Only because, you also have to look at this. As bad as Jalen Hurts did, the guy finds a way to come back. It's simple as that. So I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one for sure.
Teachers. Well, we already know what Big Daddy thinks.
Jalen Hurts, hasn't won a Super Bowl. Yeah, has he?
No, they lost
Who?
the Chiefs.
Almost.
To KC.
No, but who?
He made
Oh,
one
I'm
mistake.
losing it. I'm losing it because I know
made
I
a
know
big
my
mistake.
answer.
They lost to this guy.
Time is going so fast because it wasn't that long ago in my mind. In yours, yes, that the Eagles won the Super Bowl already.
That was
You know what I
against
mean?
the Patriots, like
You know,
5 years
but
ago,
but
probably.
refresh my memory. I'm having a blank. Who's the quarterback?
Nick Foles.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
I knew it wasn't Jalen Hurts. But what I did want to say was Jalen Hurts still hasn't won the Super Bowl. So he finds a way to do it, but not in the playoffs, not just yet. So I hate the Eagles.
Most people do.
Let's do it.
You know,
I like
I'm going to have to, well, did you say anything?
No, I want to be the swing vote.
Well, you might not be this
Well,
one.
Oh.
I thought you were
You
gonna
understand
pick
what
it.
I'm saying? Well, I could be the swing
Make
vote
a
if you
pick!
go.
We gotta need the pick.
Make
What do you got? What's the pick?
All right.
Sorry
I'll
for
make
the
a
noise
pick.
level
The
there.
guy was late. We're running late because of this
Oh,
guy,
man,
huh? We tried to defend you, though.
okay,
We
Ken,
said
Ken,
you were
it's
here.
okay. It's okay.
Sorry, it's my fault.
That's all right. I think I'm going to go Rams.
Oh, wow.
So, next! I gave you a chance. We don't.
Move on, move on.
We're just
I was
gonna-
gonna go
Oh, my
Rams.
God.
No, I'm not. I'm not
Oh, you're
slowing
gonna go
down.
Rams
I had a
anyway.
great line there.
All right,
All right,
for the record,
wow.
you have a one-liner?
Sold off. Yeah, sold
Give
off.
us the zing.
We
Give us the zing. Come on, we're in a, I heard
we're-
his feelings.
We're all
feelings.
finally in disagreement. We got the Rams for the teachers, but over here we got the Eagles with the players. So
From last week is
You-
falling apart on the teachers' side.
yeah, I don't know. This
We're
this
doing all right.
this
We're
group
doing all right.
unity.
Don't you worry about us.
This group unity, but we got one more game, guys. So hold it together one more time. As we got the Baltimore Ravens going into Buffalo to play the Bills in what is anticipated to be the game maybe of the year even in the AFC divisional round. So this game will be played at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday evening, I should say. And there's a lot of components going into this game, but I think some of the most important things is, for one, can the Ravens defense remain consistent? They've been very inconsistent at points this year. The last few weeks they've looked really strong, but there's also been points where they've allowed 30, 40 points a game, and to good quarterback. So I'm curious if that will be a continuous trend. The Bills' defensive line, they got to stop Derrick Henry. It's going to be one of the most important things that they have to be able to do, because the read option between Lamar and Derrick Henry is terrifying, and these are two Super Bowl caliber AFC threat teams. So without further ado, give me your guys' thoughts.
I mean, I called it last week. It's going to be a ground and pound game. I said it against when they played the Steelers. What was it? Over almost 299 rushing yards or something like that.
299 combined.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, you can't stop that. And the Ravens, the Steelers have Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. I do not think that the Bills can stop that. They don't have enough on defense.
I 100% agree with your take. I also want to go into the receiver aspect for the Bills. Their offense, I think the Bills on offense, they're dominant, but now you're going against a really, really talented defense. And your receivers are Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and Amari Cooper. Can that receiving core and Kincaid, can that receiving core find a way? If Cook can't do good on the running game, can that receiving core find a way to get in the end zone? Find a way to get field goals? I am having a hard time to know if they really can do that. That the future might be the future reigning MVP, Josh Allen. Can he also lead that team to beat the Ravens, which, by the way, did not end well in the regular season when they played the Ravens. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game to watch to see what happens.
I think the Ravens are an incredible team, but I just have so much faith in Josh Allen and the Bills winning it all. So I just can't pick against them.
So it sounds like you guys already given me your prediction. So are we going 2-1 here? We got the Ravens, it sounds like?
Yeah.
So we got the Ravens on the player side. Teachers, do you agree?
Can I lead off here?
Josh Allen. He'll lead off because he's going to talk that Josh Allen idealism. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I think this is the toughest game to pick by far this weekend.
100%.
And if I'm the Bills, and the Ravens, I want the same game plan. I want to ground and pound, possess the ball. Because if I'm the Bills, I don't want Lamar or Derrick Henry to have a chance to score. If I'm the Ravens, I don't want Josh Allen a clock time to do his magic. That being said, I think the Baltimore defense is better. I hate to say this, and I'm probably going to get divorced if this happens. That's a joke. I'm going to get divorced. I think the Ravens go in and win. I think they're finally ready. I think the Ravens were immature last year. You probably had... Zay Flowers got some bad penalties last year in his rookie season. It just seemed like a little, for lack of a better terminology, punkish in their quest to win the AFC title last year against the Chiefs. It was kind of like experience versus youngins. The youngins have to mature. I really hope it doesn't happen because I love the Buffalo faithful. I love the Mafia. I love the fans up there. I love going to games. I married a Buffalo girl. I just think it might go bad for the Bills this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really hope I'm wrong. I just think the acquisition of Derrick Henry was the best acquisition in the offseason. The second best acquisition was the Eagles getting Saquon. And to stop this read option is just almost impossible if they have their heads on straight. So I'm going Ravens.
Okay, going with the head. Okay.
I'm going with the head.
I like your assessment, Mazza. With the receivers, they don't have that star power. I think Zay Flowers is actually better receiver than what Buffalo has. This is going to be Josh Allen's time. Is he going to will it in? I mean, the conversation about who the MVP is. Is it Lamar Jackson? Is it Josh Allen? They vote on that before the playoffs anyway, but, it's tough. Josh Allen's got to step up. I don't know if Lamar Jackson has to step up because Derrick Henry could step up
I think
instead.
it's the opposite. Josh Allen's proved himself. I think Lamar, this is he's his playoff record's not as good as Josh Allen's.
But they're both going to have to take down the big dog.
They're chasing Mahomes.
They're both going to have to take up the big dog. And what bothers me is that, Josh Allen, because, all right, so last year who came into Buffalo? Mahomes. The year before that, who came into Buffalo? Burrow. This year, who's coming into Buffalo? Lamar. You know what I mean? So it's a tough, tall task. My heart says Buffalo. But you want to say anything before I say something?
Yeah, I'm going to say this. So here's the thing. I know that we're concerned about Buffalo's ability to stop the run game. they went against Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs in the Lions game,
the Lions.
and they beat the Lions. They beat the Lions in the regular season game.
One of only 2 teams.
So I think that
good point.
Buffalo is going to come out with guns blazing, and they didn't just beat the Lions. I mean, they beat the Lions. I mean, they destroyed us in that game, and
You
that's
want
okay.
another shot at it, don't you?
And I do want another shot at it.
But we are serious with these guys. We can't just
I
because
get
you
it.
want another shot at
No,
it.
but looking on paper and just seeing what I see, I think that Josh Allen and the rest of the Bills team is going to be able to beat the Ravens. I think they're going to step it up a notch and be able to do it.
Big Daddy had a really great take, though. I completely forgot about that Lions game. They shelled them like completely.
That final score is not indicative of how that
This
game went. Because it was closer in
It's
the
now
end.
on the swing vote.
So-
I didn't want to be the swing vote.
So yeah,
I didn't know you were going to go that route.
M-Dog, we need the pick here. So
This is
we
big.
got one
All right,
Raven,
this is
one
big.
Bill.
Pick
Pick the Bills. It'll help me. It'll help my personal life.
Come on,
Getting
It'll help
loud
my
over
personal life.
here.
Do it.
Bills, baby.
Plus Hart, maybe we'll win. We'll steal one against them.
That's right.
We're going Mafia, baby. Bills Mafia.
Bills are the pick over
Yeah,
here.
baby.
Nice.
Woo!
I don't have to play
Bills
my
over
time.
here. Ravens over here.
Can I just say something?
You know what? Yeah, give me it.
This is probably going to be one of the best quarterback divisional round matchups, personally.
This
This,
game might
100%.
decide who wins. By the way, between
This
you and
might
us.
be one of the best football games of all time.
just like
Settle
AFC
down there,
divisional
buddy.
and just in general AFC divisional rounds. I mean, imagine if
Maybe the
Bills,
best of your time, dude.
I
There
know,
was Pittsburgh. There was
so-
Dallas.
So
I
think we're watching. I'm sorry. I
This is
think
gonna
we're
be
watching
the
way
story.
cooler football.
This is
That
gonna be a
is-
story.
Guys,
I'm
that
sorry.
is such
You-
a Gen Z thing to say.
Did
all
you
right?
see-
This is the best. This could be the best
So-
game of all time. It could be the best game of your time.
So-
This is
so-
what
Come on,
This is what I
guys.
think personally.
Just
I would
jokes.
rather
You're
see.
right.
So
You're right.
I hate to cut you
All
off.
good.
But you know what? We are out of time. I'd like to thank you guys all for being on set. I'm not allowed to be biased here, but I do have a favorite in that game as well. So, with all that being said, thank you guys stopping by for watching. Oh my God! Thank you guys for stopping by and watching NFL Keeping Score here, Divisional Round Edition. When we see you next week, we will be covering Championship Weekend and reviewing our divisional picks. So, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week.